Hello and welcome back to the railway. Shortly we're going to get Triang's R.59, the 262 tank locomotive out, and we'll pick up that rake of Suburban coaches from the station there. But firstly we'll just get the Jinty here to put the short rake of wagons back into the siding. And the Jinty was model R.52 and was available from 1953 through to 1975 in a variety of different liveries. Now, just running behind the engine shed, she's a very smooth runner. We're just going to bring her along here past points number 18 to a gentle stop. Then we'll switch those, and take her through and across point 17 up onto the turntable. Now we have her safely stopped there on the bridge, and we're going to rotate clockwise towards outlet track 3, and then we're going to gently back up into the engine shed there. Gentle stop in there. Then we're going to switch points 14B, and we're going to bring out the 262 tank locomotive. She's a very smooth runner up onto the bridge. Then we'll rotate counterclockwise, nice and smoothly, and then off we go. R.59 was available between 1956 and 1972. From 56 to 59 she was available in black, and from 60 to 72 she was green in colour. There was a short gap in production, 67 and 68, when she wasn't available at all. Now just approaching this short rake of Suburban coaches, which is made up of two R121 Suburban composite coaches and a single R120 Suburban brake coach. Both of these coach types were available between 1956 and 62. Doesn't she just make a fantastic sound? Very Triang. We'll just bring her up to the station here to a gentle stop, and we'll have a closer look at her. Starting at the back here, we've got the coal bunker, and we've got this lovely lining on the side here. We've got sort of orange and white, and a running number of 82004. She kept that number right through her production life. We've got handrails moulded either side of the cab door here, and a lovely step just sitting underneath. Again, that lining continues right the way along the side of the tank. We're beginning to lose some little bits here and there, just the effect of age and handling. A couple of windows here in the side of the cab, where we've got a couple of safety valves and what might be a whistle here. We've got this lovely dome. We've got some riveted detail around the edge of it, and we've got bands, and these items I'm not sure what they are. They've got pipe work running back to the tanks here. A riveted plate on the top edge of the tank and a water filler at the front there. Again, more pipe work running down the smoke box here, and some detail underneath there. Whilst it's not bristling with detail, this model, there's just enough on it to make it look quite sophisticated. There's the running number we mentioned earlier on the smoke box door. It's got 82004. The buffer beam has some riveting and a hook moulded in here. We've got those Triang push-in metal buffers and a standard decoupling here. Looking down the other side of the model, we can see we've got additional detail on this side that wasn't on the other. We've got a securing screw down the chimney, which makes it a proper toy train. Looking further along here, we've got this lovely lining. It's slightly better condition on this side, and this lovely crest on there. Looking at the top of the cab, we've got hatch detail moulded in here, which is quite nice, and what's probably a rain strip there to keep the rainwater away from the top of the cab door and the windows. Some lovely riveting just running along here too, and we've got a tiny little window on the front edge of the cab. I love the back end of this model. I think it's really terrific. We've got Triang's decoupling down here, and then we've got metal buffers pushed into the buffer beam. There's minimal detail moulded into this buffer beam. We've got a little bit of riveting and a hook here. Further up, we've got these lovely grab handles or footholes. We've got handrails both sides of the model, top and bottom. These two items here are where the chassis pokes through the bodywork and helps hold the whole model together. I think it's just a lovely shape. And we've got a couple of windows in the back edge of the cab there. Looking underneath, we've got the bogies front and back secured with these great big brass screws. They just carry plastic wheels on a single metal axle. Looking at this collection plate here, it's quite nice, moulded in plastic, and we can see the pickup wipers on the back edge of the wheel here and here. Looking further along, we've got Triang's name and the model R.59. Just move that out of the way. We've got Made in England. But whether we can see all the way down there in the bottom of the coal bunker, There is a coal load there. It's very difficult to see. It's so deep that we can't really get any light down there to see it, but it is quite finely detailed. So this locomotive is almost out of coal. So we'll turn that around and we'll just have a quick look at the underside of the body moulding here. It's quite neat and tidy and it's been looked after. But at the other end there's definitely been a break in the bodywork there, and it's been glued quite neat and tidily in the past. And again, we've seen that. There's Triang's name and the model number, R.59, and made in England. Just having a quick look at the chassis here. We've got this beautiful XO4 motor. It's just held into the chassis with a single screw. Later, these chassis were altered to take magnadhesion, so the wheels would have become see-through with steel tyres and then fluted coupling rods. Later, we had the Sooth smoking unit, so the chassis was altered again, and then later on again it was altered to take the Synchrosmoke unit. Quite a versatile model over the years, I think, and it was also used for the Continental models, although I believe that the braking detail between the wheels was removed for that. This box has seen better days, but it's done its job and it's protected the model over the years and kept it in reasonably good shape. On the sticky label on the end we've got R59, 262, Class 3 MT, tank loco, black livery. Just switching points number 9 there, the double crossover, onto the passing loop. We bring her gently through there, quite well behaved through there, a tiny wobble on that centre coach, and we'll close those behind them. And we'll bring her around on the passing loop, approaching points number 4 now. We'll open those, nice and through there, great sound again, and we'll close them behind. Terrific long shot here. She storms alongside the suspension bridge approaching the 3rd radius curve. Just listen to that motor and the sound of all those wheels on the coaches. Wonderful. Up the incline now, and we'll bring her gradually to a stop. Look at that valve here, terrific. And then we'll have a closer look at the coaches. Here we've got some Suburban coaches. These 3 in the centre are the ones on the layout. These 2 outside ones are much earlier. And more importantly, we've got 5 different shades of plastic here. This really bright red one here, this is a very early one. It has the Mark II couplings and a smooth roof. I'm not sure at what period the roofs went ribbed. The ones that we have on the layout here, you can see we've got ribbed roofs. That happened, I think, around the time that the Mark III couplings came in, sometime in 1959. We'll just put that to one side along with this other early one, which also has the Mark II couplings. And again, that's a different shade of plastic. Running numbers are different too, slightly different sizes by the looks of them as well. This composite has M41006 and the brake there has M43171. We'll just put those to one side. And if we have a look at the running numbers on these coaches, this is the brake. And as we can see, it does have the ribbed roof. And it does have seating. It's quite difficult to see through these windows, and this has a running number more finely printed than the early ones of 53171. We'll just pop that one down, and here we have the 2 composites. Again, this really is much lighter colour. I believe this one, even though we said that the coaches were made between 56 and 62, Pat Hammond's book suggests that a batch was made with pinpoint axles in around 1967. Indeed, this one has pinpoint axles and closed axle boxes. It does have seating fitted and a ribbed roof, and the number is very, very finely printed on there, 41007, and it's the same as the other composite I have with the slightly older bogies with the open axle boxes and the sleeved wheels. We'll just have a look at that one. All these have seating fitted, very difficult to see through the windows. Again, we've got the underframe detail, and that's just held on. I think it's clipped in and held in place with the roof securing screw. We'll just pop that down. Looking slightly closer in, you can see the detailing is quite fine along there. There isn't a great deal of it, just enough to give us the impression of all those doors down the side of these Suburban coaches. We've got hinge detail there and door handles. It's quite fine, but just enough to give us the effect. We have 3 first-class compartments in the centre of each of the composite coaches. On the brake coach here, we've got the guards compartment in the back. I don't think there's any seating detail back there. I think it stops about there. And a quick look at the roofs here. You can see these 2 are quite grubby. These are the older ones. This is the one we suspect might be made in 1967. It's definitely had an easier life than these 2. We can see the brake coach here has got the two periscopes here. A swift look underneath, we can see the underframe detail here is the same on each coach. It's clipped in and held in place with a roof securing screw. These two are the ones with the open axle boxes, and we can see we've got the sleeved wheels on a single axle. We can just see the axle there when the two sleeve parts pull apart. You can see the axles poking through there. Again, this one has the pinpoints, we suspect might come from the short batch made in 1967. There's some wonderful detail on the ends of these coaches too. We've got the standard train decouplings, metal buffers just pushed into the coach, and I don't know what all these items are, but it's quite extensive detail. We've got a little slit here, and that's just the clip that helps hold the roof in place. Looking from the other end, we can see the brake coach has windows in the end. I've just taken the roofs off a couple of coaches here. This is the one for the composite coach. And we can see we've got the glazing strip which is separately fitted. A simple but effective way of adding glazing to a model. And there's where the roof securing screw would go, with a couple of little tabs on either end of the roof moulding, which would help secure it into the rest of the model. We'll just pop that down. And this is where those little tabs would go into those little slits there at either end of the coach. Let's have a look at the seating unit. Very attractive shade of green. And if we hold this up, we can see it says Triang R.59 made in England. And further down here it says for Suburban composite coaches. Very plain moulding, but very effective through those small windows, I think. We'll just pop that down. And here in the brake coach, we don't have seating all the way through to the guards compartment. That's left blank back there. And we'll just lift that one out and have a look. Again, very plain. And there we have Triang's name and the model number for the seating unit, R274, made in England. And up here we've got for Suburban brake second coaches. We'll just pop that back in. Now the brake coach has those extra windows at the back. You can just have a quick look at those. You can see those there. So to add glazing to those, I think all Triang's done is introduce an extra piece of plastic into the roof moulding. Just there, so that just drops down and it looks like glazing from a distance. Now all three of these models I bought at different times. They all happened to come with seating. Unfortunately, only one of them had a box, and that was the R121, the BR Suburban composite coach, and it doesn't mention seating. I think when these coaches came with seating, it said with seating on the end label. Still, it's nice to have the box for at least one of them. Off she goes again, up the incline and around towards the suspension bridge. And I think that's about it for this week. I'm going to leave you this time with page 3 from the 1956 catalogue, the first year in which R.59, the 262 tank locomotive, appeared. Look back again next week, we'll have something else from this early Triang Railways period. Thank you very much. Goodbye now.